Hello and welcome to Revolutionise Your Love Life. Do you want to know more about love relationships, what makes them work, how to create the one of your best dreams? Do you want to be in a really healthy, juicy love relationship? In these podcasts, we will give ideas and practical advice to light your way. Whether you're looking for a love partner, already in a relationship you wish could be better, or leaving one that has run its course, there will be something to inspire, empower and support you. Revolutionise Your Love Life is a fortnightly podcast where you will access the knowledge and wisdom of love experts and relationship coaches from across the world to help you find true fulfillment in love. I am your host, Heather Garbett. Welcome. We're here today to talk about conscious, intentional divorce and the characteristics of us that emerge while we're going through the process. I'm here with Colette Bane. She's a partner in the family team at Knights, known for her discreet premium service and strategic approach. She advises on financial arrangements in divorce, particularly high net worth cases, also child arrangements and wealth protection through pre- and post-nuptial agreements. Colette also has expertise in surrogacy and modern family formation. Clients value her responsiveness, emotional intelligence, and ability to navigate complex and high-stakes situations with both clarity and care. Working nationally as part of Knight's leading family law team, Colette delivers bespoke, results-focused advice, which is tailored to each client's unique needs.
Thank you so much, Heather. It's so lovely to be here today. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. You're a real asset to divorce. You really are.
Thank you. It's kind of you.
So let's explore a moment. What is conscious, intentional divorce?
Well, it very much aligns with your work in relation to conscious uncoupling. A lot of it is about intention setting early on and keeping clients on task and in line with their intentions right the way through. It can be difficult, but we're here to help with that, both of us, with the work that we do. So when clients decide who they want to be in the divorce and they set those intentions early on, there are many options before them, but where we try to get them to is operating from a place of strength, from a place of clarity and maturity, so they can bring their best self to the whole process. And it's all about whether they want a calm separation, one where they can maybe get on with their ex one day, if that's appropriate and safe. Obviously, there are circumstances where that's not a sensible thing to do, particularly abusive cases or where there's been coercive and controlling behaviour. But by and large, those cases where they can get on and hopefully should get on for the sake of any children they might have, setting those intentions early doors means they can bring their A game and see it through from start to finish with all the clear intentions and best intentions, more importantly.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Colette, you are amazing. And it's really important, the point that you make, that you need to do this from your most wise adult self. It's really important. But other characteristics can come to the fore. So maybe we need to investigate some of those.
Let's, absolutely.
Shall I say just here that we're going to do several of these. So there's going to be a sequence of 4. So watch out for the others. Let's look at the emotional characteristics that can come to the fore.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So divorce, first and foremost, is an emotional process. There are various emotions at play. We're not going to have time to name all of them. We'd be here for the rest of the year. Firstly, the one I wanted to touch on was about grieving a loss, whether it's a loss of the relationship, a lost love, a loss of the future that you'd had planned, or the loss of a friendship that you've perhaps had for many years, whether the marriage endured all of that time or it was more recent. You've lost really a sort of partner in crime and a big part of your support network as well. So there's the grieving a loss side of things from that perspective, but there's also then perhaps a loss of control. And there are 2 limbs even to that one. So there's firstly the loss of control due to external factors. So for instance, your self-worth or your self-esteem may well have been knocked by a job loss or a bereavement or any other loss that can happen in your life that just throws you a bit off kilter. So then you don't necessarily feel that you're able to make big decisions in relation to the divorce from a place of empowerment and clarity. It can often just be, way too much, and I can't cope with it. And some of that is about what you're telling yourself. If you're telling yourself you can't cope, you probably won't cope. And having a support network around you to get you to be able to cope and tell yourself you can cope is really important. But then there's also the loss of control side of things, where it's somebody who has been controlling throughout, and sort of the puppet master's puppet has cut free and is off doing wonderful things or is holding them accountable for their behaviour. And that can be really difficult. And the emotion often there is understandably anger, frustration, even a bit of confusion, like, who's this and why are you standing up to me? Like, you have always done what I've told you to do. So there's that side of things as well. And then sort of almost like as a scoop up towards the end of a relationship can be the menopause side of things. So, the hormone changes, the priority changes that come with that, in many instances can spell the end of a relationship. Sometimes clients say it's because they didn't support me and take the time to understand who I am and where I am at now. Others, it's just, I'm done doing all the things I used to do for you. My priorities have shifted. I'm off. I'm off to go take over the world, and all power to you. But those are the kind of emotional sides of things that we often see, particularly at the start of any conversation we're having.
Yeah. There is scientific evidence for that your emotional state is really affected by your hormones. And as you get into menopause, all of the accommodating hormones diminish and all of the sort of power hormones increase. So you're much less patient.
Yeah. And there's also often at that point, there's an empty nest potentially, and you sort of got so used to parenting their kids, who you're supposed to parent, that when they leave and you realise, I don't need to be doing that anymore, but yet you're still parenting your spouse. It's like, I didn't sign up for that. Forget that. I'm off.
Yes, I'm not looking at 30 years of that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I have 2 podcasts specifically on the menopause that cover all of this. They're 88 and 89.
Well remembered.
Thank you. So what will help if you are becoming over-emotional? What do you find helps?
I think it's particularly something we touched on last time we spoke, which was the top tips for handling divorce with grace and dignity, which was that you've absolutely got to find your tribe. And that's got to be, a support network, not just your lawyer. Because whilst we are sympathetic and, emotionally mature and able to help you with that to some extent, our role really is to get you through the legal process. So then handing you to the very capable hands of somebody like you, so somebody coaching them, a therapist, a counsellor, any of those type of people who can help them deal with the emotions and make decisions from a less emotional mindset and more of an adult mindset. That's really what we've got to be achieving when we identify that somebody is operating from an emotional state.
Yeah, and so much can come up. I often see sibling rivalry. I want this, no, I want it, right back to being 2 or 3 in the nursery stage.
Yeah.
Or it can be to do with power imbalances. One person becomes parental and they might be experienced as very sort of authoritarian parental. And that's not really very nice because the other person then gets to feel childlike. Yeah. And we've talked about how it feels from the childlike place a little bit. You've got a word for it, haven't you, when people get into helplessness?
Yes, yeah. So weaponised incompetence can also creep in. There is also learned helplessness as well. But weaponised incompetence is actually the more worrying one. It's so much harder to get out of because you've got to undo what's happened, but then also build the skills back in, whereas learned helplessness, you normally just need to relearn the skill and it's much quicker. But weaponised incompetence is absolutely fascinating to observe, and we do see it quite a lot in a couple of different ways, whether that's somebody who says, I can't remember my password for my pension account, I can't get the pension statement for the disclosure process, and you think there's a button there that says reset password, and they go, it's too difficult, woe is me. And it's like, no, that's actually really straightforward. And can I just clarify, this is not my client. It's normally the ex that doesn't want the process to happen in the first place. If they've moved as far forward as we've helped them to, they're not at the point of weaponised incompetence. But the other side of it then is also when it comes to child arrangements and somebody says, well, I don't know when I'm going to be free. Well, how do you ever make plans with anybody ever? You surely see friends. You know when you're going to be home for, that delivery or whatever it is. You do know your plans. So you do know when you can see the children. Oh, no, I don't know. And you just think, yes, you do. Please just be a grown-up for a minute and help us out. We are trying to get you to see your child. Are you really that incapable of managing a diary that you will actually forego contact with your child? And when they realise they will actually lose out, they can drop that. And suddenly they're a calendar whiz and they've got their life together. And it's so interesting to watch that sometimes as it plays out.
So they are looking at themselves as a victim and bullying from a victim position.
Yeah. Yeah, which comes straight out of left field for some clients, because they expect them to stand up for themselves for their own sake. And even when it comes to their children, they can't always. So it's remarkable for us all to watch when it's going on. You're just willing them to be better and to be more competent.
Yeah.
You know they are, really.
Yeah. And I think next time we're going to cover that in more detail, the victim mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me how people can find you.
So there's social media for a start. So that's on Instagram, it's colette.familylawyer. That's 1 L, 2 T's in Colette. Or they can find me on LinkedIn. I should be the only Colette Bane. But again, that's 1 L, 2 T's and Bane. If somebody's more comfortable picking up the phone or just dropping me a WhatsApp message, that's absolutely not a problem. My number is 07384 460636.
Lovely. Thank you. And you can find me on heather@heathergarbett.com as my email. And my phone number is 07808 776 150. And there's a booking link on my website, which is heathergarbett.com. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Revolutionise Your Love Life. I'd like to know what has been your biggest takeaway from this conversation. Do take a minute and share this with us, and visit us on our Facebook page. You can connect with me personally on my email at heather@heathergarbett.com. If you can think of someone who will benefit from listening to this podcast, please do share it with them. If you have any feedback on how I can improve it, please do reach out to me, as I'm always keen to learn more. Thank you so much again for listening, and we'll meet again on the next episode of Revolutionise Your Love Life.